So this video is regarding heat treatment, third type of heat treatment process, hardening. If you remember the types of heat treatment, I have already discussed on annealing and all the four types of annealing and normalizing. So now I am discussing on third type of heat treatment process, hardening. Okay. So hardening means, as I told you, heat treatment we discuss, a focus is on majorly metals, that too steels. Now we know that steels are harder, right? So that hardness in the steel is because of the formation of martensite. If you remember, I spoke about martensite when I was talking about TTT diagrams, time temperature transformation diagram. So this martensite phase is a pretty important phase. Why? Because it is the one which is responsible to enhance the hardness in steels. Okay, so when we say steel has the hardness property, it is because of the formation of this phase called martensite. Okay, so how do we come to this phase, or how at all this phase can be introduced, is what is we will be learning under this hardening. Okay, so hardening is a process where you are introducing the hardness, you're making the metal hard. Okay, process of hardening is you're enhancing the hardness. How you will enhance this? You are forming the martensitic phase in the steel, in the microstructure of the steel. So how that martensite phase is formed is what is the process of hardening. Okay, and it's also called as quench hardening. I already told you quenching means fast cooling, rapid cooling. So this quench hardening means by rapid cooling we are hardening the specimen, steel specimen. Okay, so how this works is what we will be knowing now. Now the process is like this. It involves heating the steel with a suitable carbon percentage to temperatures above 30 to 50 degree, to about 30 to 50 degree above the upper critical. Means we will be heating the steel specimen above the critical temperature, that is above 727 degrees Celsius, such that there is complete formation of austenite. Okay, to produce the austenite structure. It will be held at that temperature for the duration of 15 to 30 minutes. So we are holding the specimen, we are heating it above 727 at about 30 to 50 degrees Celsius plus 727, so that austenite is formed, and at that temperature itself we are maintaining it for around 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, when it is after it's done that way, it will be cooled rapidly, means it is quenched. Okay, in a suitable medium. Now we are not quenching it in air, cooling is done, but how that cooling is done is it is introduced in a suitable medium. Say it could be a water or brine or oil or anything for that matter. So it is cooled in that way, and by this rapid cooling there is transformation of austenite to martensite, which is responsible for the hardness of the steel. Okay, this is the important phase. Martensite is the reason why that hardness is formed. So this is the way we result in. Now again, not any specimen can be converted to martensite, and just because a phase is there in the austenite, it doesn't mean it will, by rapid cooling, it will definitely come to martensite. No, there are certain factors which is also responsible for the formation of martensite. So what are those factors? Means there are three factors. One is composition of the alloy, next is quenching medium, another is the size and shape of the specimen. Okay, like see, whenever we discuss about heat treatment process, it's not that very simple, just we tell. Okay, there are 101 factors which will be responsible for that to happen. In simple words, definitely heat treatment is like you're heating a steel specimen, rapidly cooling, there will be some change in the change in its microstructure, therefore there is change in the property. Of course, it's very simple, this is what happens in a heat treatment, but there are certain vital factors also responsible for that change to happen. Okay. When it comes to forming the martensitic phase in the microstructure of the steel specimen, not all steel specimen are responsible for it. Okay. So what are those factors? Is composition of the alloy, not all steel specimen. Okay. So in steels, the maximum increase in hardness by quenching is obtained if the carbon content is only between 0.35 to 0.60%. Okay. Not like any steel specimen. No, it should lie andre means that carbon content, it should have within this range. It cannot be any carbon content for that matter. Okay. Why? Because increase in the carbon content will result in decrease in the ductility. Carbon, if content is increasing to higher level, hardness will go off. That is, the hardness will, the thing will increase, no doubt. But the ductility at the same time will go down. Too much hardness, what I mean to say is too much hardness will result in the brittleness. Carbon content is responsible for the hardness, correct, but also it makes the steel specimen brittle. We can't have a brittle steel specimen, right? We want that steel to be hard enough, but also it should have the ductility. So that will decrease if this carbon content is increased to higher level. And also other effects on the material properties. Of course, there won't be like the variation in the heat resistance or many other properties. So your carbon content should have only this much. Then only martensite phase, when it is formed, there will be effectiveness. Okay, this is one thing. Quenching medium. I told you, you can use quenching medium like water, brine, oil. Okay. Cooling is faster in water than oil, and water, oil, and of course it is slow in air. Fast cooling is usually accompanied by large thermal gradients. Okay. As a result, reduces the residual stresses, brings the danger of warping of the hardened part and the formation of cracks. What I mean to say is, fast cooling, correct. You should be introducing it in water, then oil, and then slow in air. That should be done, fast cooling. But you cannot like just keep it in like, okay, I have put it in water, now I removed it out of the water, it has martensite. No, it can't be. I'm just using water, I just dip the heated specimen, I remove it, there is martensite. It doesn't work that way. First put it in water, then put it in oil, then leave it in air. No matter. See, the initial heating, what was done when you had raised it above 727, that rapid cooling you have already done when you have introduced it in the quenching medium. Further quench it. Put it in oil. First put it in water because that's quite safer. Water doesn't affect much of the properties in any of the specimens. So put it there. Then put it in the oil. Then leave it to air. Just slow it down. You just depend on one quenching medium, you say it is a faster cooling rate, it will have its own adverse effects. There will be warping. Warping means like the hardened part, as in there is some sort of like deformation. Okay, it will bend off. There will be like a bulge, a cavity kind, warping means. So that will result in its weakness. It will not have the strength to resist any of the force when applied on steel. So the quenching medium is also very important. You just can't tell anything like, dip it in hot water, dip it in some cold water and it is quenched. No, that is not just enough. Okay. Next is size and shape of the specimen. This is also very important. Cooling rate definitely depends upon the extraction of heat from the surface of the specimen. So if the surface of the specimen is big enough, then cooling rate will also take its own time. It's a simple thing. Greater the ratio of surface area to the volume, deeper will be the hardening effect. So spheres will cool the slowest. Why? Because the surface area to the volume is very less. Irregularly it is slowest. Irregularly shaped objects it is fastest. Because the surface area to the volume ratio, it is more in irregular shaped objects. Spheres means it's like completely bulged. You don't get a proper surface area at all to the volume. That ratio will not be proper. Okay, so this is what happens. When we tell, it is not that very simple. Anything and everything steel specimen, it will not work. So these are the three factors also that plays an important role for the hardening, that is formation of martensite in the steel specimen to occur. Okay, hope I am clear. In the next video I will be discussing on hardenability and its test. Okay, that is again, it's a continuation of hardening only, it's not a different part. So I'll discuss it in the next video. Thank you.